Now, I'm gonna assume here that I'm generally like thinking outside of the game, and more or less my purpose for allowing people to force me against my will here, um, and the humans not doing anything about breeders fucking who shouldn't be breeding and bringing people in this world who don't want to be here. Other than, I mean, obviously they're lazy, right? So that means they couldn't have built streets or buildings. So, whatever. Um, they're dumber than they used to be. Yet it's all the same thing. Um, anyways, I'm assuming what's happening here is they call it programming, the TV programming, because it's used to program the bots walking around the Earth and stuff. And obviously, the people in control of it would be the ones who own those bots and stuff. And I mean, personally, like, I think that's just like the layout of the game here. That you come to Earth and you have the evil aliens enslaving a planet with a bunch of bots and stuff. Um, I mean, I'm going to assume that's like, I mean, obviously it's what's happening. So it's like the storyline, right? I don't think it is like what's, what's happening above that. But clearly that's what's happening on Earth, right? The bots here are turning on the news and it's programming them for what their dialogue for the day, which never really changes. The dialogue doesn't ever change, but it gives the excuse for how they knew it was going to rain, and they brought a raincoat and an umbrella, or how they knew it was going to be hot and they didn't wear, a giant winter jacket outside, things like that. And there's excuse for how they knew the frontal cortex virus was around. And it's also to blame for why they don't know that the word COVID means frontal cortex, the learning computer part. Which is another weird link there, because that was a virus that erased their minds and reprogrammed them somewhat. Obviously, it's very limited how much you can reprogram the bots. Nothing has ever changed here. Even after the COVID thing, it was erasing their memories as it was happening. No one was remembering any of that stuff. No one remembers any of that. People are still asking questions like, what happened to the economy? And I don't know, man. Fucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, man. He just said you don't need money anymore. Fucking be happy about it. Yeah, so, that's another thing, too. They call those viruses, they call it the sickness virus. And the last time I ever felt anything like that, I asked for it to end, along with most of everything else that happened in 2020. And so I haven't been sick since then. But but they specifically named that like the frontal cortex virus. Anyways, yeah, so I'm assuming that's why they call it programming, because these people think they're living beings in control of some bot races and enslaving the planet. And that's how your evil bad guys in the video game work. That's how your, Israel world order works and stuff. And they've got bots. They're using advanced tech to enslave the planet. Like you got Elon Musk and Trump and Zuckerberg and all them people today, and Barack, who have the internet now. And the real story they're going by is that they've had that technology for thousands of years, and they're just now, they had to kill off people who learned it, and then because it was already discovered, they had to control it. Like the Germans made most of the shit that's out today, and then they had to continually kill them off and steal their stuff, and then go, use their already pre-built shit. Like when they're making some of these music and videos these days, it's like pre-built. Like there's no one, I don't know if there's anyone at all fucking actually making albums and stuff like that. I'm assuming most of that has always been AI generated and stuff. I mean, especially like, look how shitty it is. They only had like a few good songs, like Beethoven and Mozart and Kanani and stuff, and then from there on, everything they just kind of throw out whatever they can find. Like, there's literal like just noise that's like annoying trash that it has groups of people who like it, and it's just like I'm sure they're just like throwing that music into it. They're just asking AI to create music, and it created the entire Hollywood discography in like 5 minutes and stuff. I would think maybe there's a few like preset sounds, like songs, like a soundtrack and shit. But it's obvious some of this stuff. It's like no human wouldn't come up with that. That's garbage. Fucking. But I mean, you kind of have to see like how stuff can magically appear the second you can ask for it to begin like, you know, questioning how that happens. If those people think they spent 10 years in a studio making those 7 albums, and yet there wasn't enough time for that, and B, those albums didn't actually exist. And then watching stuff appear magically, like right away when you're like involved in some shit, and it's like, oh, either this was like totally set up as a soundtrack to come at this point, or it's being auto-generated, because you get the feeling it's, I mean, obviously auto-generation is occurring when I have emotions and people walk by acting out those emotions, or their shirts have, you know, their shirts have words talking about it on it, things like that. When that happens, like, it's obvious. You know, when I think of a crippled person and I go down the street, and when I think of like, okay, so when I spend like my whole morning saying like 10, 50 words, and I go outside and there's people emulating all those words and stuff, like that becomes real obvious. But when it's like different words, like 2020, there was lots of plagues and shutdowns and free monies and mind erasures, vacation time off work. There's a whole bunch of weird stuff that doesn't happen all the time. Not only that, the humans were starting to ask questions and stuff, and come to me and talk to me about that stuff. So it's like, oh, I mean, like, how do you end up thinking you exist at all if like you can magically have your brain updated to know where I am, to come find me and talk to me about my personal private life and about on God and all this shit? Like, how does that happen unless you're an alien species enslaving the planet, or a bot like one of these newscasters and stuff, whose entire job is to be supportive cast or something like that. But that's why they call it programming, I'm pretty sure, because you come here and you got the alien race enslaving the planet, and they're programming bots that they've been using to enslave the planet. They use the bots to try to kill me, yet they come to me and call me God, and it's obviously I have my own thoughts, so I'm not one of them. But so they're obviously the evil bots in control of this world, because they're disrupting my life the whole time and shit, preventing me from doing the things that I want. I mean, although, you know, the God shit is kind of like some crazy shit I didn't know I wanted and didn't ask for, or probably did and erase my memory. But let's just remember that most likely the storyline here is my memory's erased because they were drugging me as a child, and they were purposely trying to hunt me down, because that is the storyline, that they're trying to hunt down God and kill him and stuff. They brag about that in their own books they think they wrote. And they also brag they're going to crush the head of anyone who isn't them, who can have any thoughts. That way they breed the dumbest people possible, because only dumb people will work for them. Only dumb people will work for jackasses. Yes, that's pretty much it. And other than that, they stand up against them and they take all their shit from them. Like, it's not going to be too hard to stand up to Zuckerberg and take Facebook from him. So Zuckerberg's people, alien race, has to create some sort of bots who are all hopped up on drugs and steroids as their excuse for why they get so big. And then, so you have USA, where you have a bunch of mutant barbarians who are protecting the terrorist global pedophiles of the world who enslave humanity. And they even call it the judicial system because they can't stop worshiping them. They can't have their own fucking thoughts. And the problem is, I think if people could have their own thoughts, then they would have already outfought these people a long time ago, or stood up to them and died. At least tried. You know, who knows what the aliens have up store? Actually, I've got to pretty much have it figured out what they have in store once everyone comes against them and stuff. They're going to show their alien powers and claim to be someone else. They're gonna fucking be claiming they're gods at that point in time, but they're not gonna come out in these forums and stuff. They're gonna claim they're gods with all their alien technology and above everyone else, right? Yeah, they're gonna claim they're not the same people fucking who've been in control all along. Whatever means they're gonna use, this has obviously been written enough that and they have enough balls to think they're gonna fucking exist after that clearly they're going to have some sort of plan. And then the whole self-fulfilling prophecy shit is them attempting to create that scapegoat, and they have their own people coming out and bragging about Project Bluebeam and all that stuff. And that's who these people are. That's just their personality type. Every story they've written, every story in history is of this group who is so oppressed, and they keep going. That's literally every story written everywhere. Because they're the victors and they killed off the other people, so the other people aren't writing stories about how we control the world or this is our history and stuff like that. The story's the same thing every time, and they put their little gang signs on it, either the cross or the pyramid or the Star of David or the atheist sign these days or the satanic sign, or I mean, pretty much if it's that, like, it's them, like, because they've been enslaving the world with bots for so fucking long and shit. Fucking, like, I mean, hell, dude, no one's came up with any fucking religion, have they? I've seen one or two, but I still question them because it's like I've seen who created them, and it's like, well, it's the same damn fucking people. Looks exactly like Howard Stern. It's a boy, it's a girl, what's that? It's an alien fucking enslaving the planet, I'll tell you that. Fucking, and I'm tired of fucking being on a planet with some other beings who are allowing aliens to enslave me. That makes them terrorist fucking people, and willing to sign up their bot shells as fucking bulletproof armor to protect terrorism and pedophilia and shit. Enslavement of living beings. But hey, I mean, I could make the same argument when I'm playing Mario Bros. I just don't want to play this fucking game anymore. Earth is shitty. And obviously we can't do anything about that. We can't prevent breeder, we could we could create some laws to prevent breeders who don't need to breed from bringing children in this world who don't need to bring children. That'd be a good place to start. Fucking, it is a hell of a lot of shit, but we're never gonna do that. It's like, I'm gonna tell the video game to stop creating fucking replicating bots and shit, right? And I'm gonna tell pedophiles fucking to stop creating children so they can fucking goo goo and gaga eye their asses all day long and shit. Right, yeah. It's how that's how anything works, right? Although, there is like the weird shit going on where I can say stuff and it happens, but I've already tried a lot of that shit. Like, here we are still on Earth. How many times have I said no more Earth and it's still fucking here? More than I've said anything. I'm sure of that. The Earth is still fucking here. It doesn't matter if there's plagues, if fucking the weather's destroying it, if it's going to be nice and warm outside in my city and dry for the rest of my life as I ask for and stuff. It doesn't. The other stuff. I mean, you see, it's that the aliens are making that shit happen. There's no rain here anymore, really, and it's nice and warm out. Hopefully, it's going to stay that way until I fucking leave here, at least, till I leave this fucking city permanently again. They definitely fucked around and changed my shit, so I ended up back here in the shittiest place on the planet with the dumbest bots in the fucking game. Fucking most disrespectful bastards I've ever been forced around. Maybe they win that award because I've been forced to be around them so long. But no, I went to other places and it definitely wasn't on the par it was here and shit. Fucking. Although, no, I guess people did try to kill me in other cities. Other nations, it was a little bit less, but I guess this one's their little bot base and shit. That's why they have the New World Order worship. That's why they do the AI worship shit, because this race here controls the AI, and they're using that to program the bots daily and enslave the planet with that stuff. And that's the real point of the game here. Don't listen to them about their bullshit fucking religions. I mean, do you have a choice? Do you have a choice to think for yourself about those things? Or is it just either Satanism or Christianity? I gotta choose one Howard Stern to suck his dick. He's so hot, I can't wait to go worship him and give him all my money and stuff. Damn, dude. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's what why they call it programming, because this group right here is an alien race enslaving the planet, and they have bots. Like, the planet is how many bots? Well, all the newscasters are obviously bots. We already just got that out of the way, didn't we? So we've got a whole list of who can be taken out and replaced with living beings and shit. Notice how many times I call it take out bots, and it's not illegal for God to do that, is it? It doesn't matter. It's because the game I've been pushing it. The game would, and they'd have to do that open the gates thing like they did before for me, if they ever did anything about who I am and my calls to fucking cleanse Earth and shit, fucking reformat it. The game would end if that could fucking happen. I've been testing that for a minute and shit, like, oh shit, we can fucking just tell them to shut their fucking world down. That means I can do anything, right? But I was already testing that a long time before that and shit. I mean, it's really summoning the human clones where they're like, damn, what can we do? But I started doing that, because, like, they came to me about the 2020 stuff, and I was like, if you're fucking not lying, if you're fucking lying, like, check this out, I can't create human clones. And then I started fucking meeting clones I'm requesting to see. I already was. I didn't notice that yet, but I already spoke those words. It looks weird, like I'm meeting the same people over and over and shit. And then literally, I was wondering if the game hadn't created like a template that I had chose to hang out with me, and magically met the same fucking person in a different shell once I lost that person as a friend and stuff. Met them in the same room too, so it's not the same person. I mean, we got them in the same room together, so it's not the same alien. shifting to a different form. Same bot code though, same personality code and everything. Like, and they call it DNA code as well. Makes perfect sense. But they say there's like billions of combinations, but that's including like little dumb things like my fingertip is a millimeter bigger than the person who's exactly like me in every other way and talks like me and acts like me and works where I do and does the same things I do, fucking looks like me, as fucking blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why they call it programming though, because they are an evil race enslaving the planet and they have bots doing it and they're using it to program the bots, and it's highly likely the storyline literally is all they have to do is watch that stuff and it gets downloaded into their brain. They say the frequencies and all that and shit. It's like, yeah, they're computers that are being wirelessly updated. Yeah, and that, how do you think we're transmitting wireless data and shit? It makes noises too when it does it. Like, your modem used to make all sorts of noises because that's how it was transferring, that's how it was speaking to each other. It was listening to the different sounds and shit. And I think that's just wireless programming. That's wireless updating and stuff. Not that they ever get updated, right? But it's like, oh, the circus is here this year. The circus is here this month. You know, and then 12 months later, guess what's back? The circus. You know, it's not like there's an actual update of any value. But it's like, how do they know when fucking Halloween is, or fucking St. Patty's Day, or things like that. Fucking, oh, it was written on a calendar. How do you know to go to work to be a fucking slave for some bitch-ass alien race enslaving the planet? Because you're a fucking moron who couldn't fucking read a calendar if you had a brain on that fucking level. See, little things like that don't add up. Morons can't fucking read. In fact, they said when I came to the game in 1984, that the humans couldn't read. They were illiterate. And it was the dawn of literacy. It was just, they were going to get it eventually, maybe, hopefully. They were going to try. They've been trying for a long time. They were going to try. Everyone, they still needed all your money. Howard Stern on TV needed billions of dollars to give to Africa, to take to Africa and steal all their gem mines from them and all their land and resources from them. I mean, teach them how to read. Teach them how to read, yeah. Go there and teach them that they're a god race and to worship them and die for them and steal land for them and just give their children to them, chop their children's wieners off for them. Gotta go teach Africa that. That's a sure thing they did too. And basically worship him, because this is God, right? Howard Stern here is God. You can tell why, because you let him control you, so you must be your fucking God and shit. But no, it's like a little bit different than that, how they control people. They're just lying about it. They're lying about how they do it. They've been bragging at the same time by calling it programming and stuff like that. Bro, I was always like, how the fuck do humans know what the fuck these people in these movies just said and shit? I'm busy thinking of something important in life, not some dumbass movie I said. And it's like, oh, it's the same way they became health experts by 10 a.m. after I asked for the shutdown and all that stuff. Because it was like an update rollout. And I guarantee you they all didn't even watch TV, but they all knew it's time to quit work for a few days or months. And it's because there's a flu. They didn't know that the word corona means the frontal cortex, the frontal lobe, And it was actually a mind virus. They don't know that part, but hey, stay at home, have fun, here's some free money to play with. Try to think about your lessons when you get injected with poisons that start killing you off, that maybe you shouldn't fucking be injecting people with poisons to try to kill them off. Fucking, or it could happen to you. So, programming. I'm pretty sure they're just updating bots. Fucking, I mean, the newscasters are bots. We already know that. So who the fuck are they? What are they programming? Who are they programming? How many of them are there? And why do we have to live amongst them and put up with their bullshit and their lies and these goddamn mutant fucking terrorist pedophile devils? I mean, pedophilia doesn't matter if they're bots, does it? But terrorist devil sons of bitches interfering with and destroying people's lives who are living matters a hell of a lot.